Okay, number 37, AP Calculus AB. Determine all values of x, if any, at which the graph of the function has a horizontal tangent. What is that? That's a horizontal tangent. So if you have some curve out there, okay, let's just look at the easiest one out there, something like this. Where is a horizontal tangent line? So a horizontal is a line that goes like this, and you know the slope is equal to 0. So you know dy dx is equal to 0 at that point. So over here, all I have to do is find the derivative of this function and set it to equal to 0 and determine what values it has. So I have y of x is equal to 6x over x squared minus 9 squared. And okay, so off to the races. Y prime of x. I use the quotient rule because I like denominators. And if you bring that guy upstairs, you'll have a negative exponent, but you'll have to factor out the least power. So it really depends which way you like to go. So if I square the denominator, that's a 4, and then I'll just put it up here. That's x squared to the 9. And then take the derivative of the other one, which is 6, minus, leave that guy alone, and then take the derivative of the other one. Now that's 2, chain rule, power rule, excuse me. Okay, where am I? So x minus 9, subtract 1, leave it alone. And notice the derivative of the inside is just 1, because remember the derivative of the constant 9 is 0, and the derivative of x is 1. So you don't really need that when there's nothing going on inside your binomial. Okay, next let's clean this thing up. I guess I can at least do an x squared minus 18x plus 81. These are big numbers. Minus, just trying to clean things up a little bit. Let's see. Well, that would be a 12x, right? And a 12x times x is a big old bracket. Watch out. 12x what? Squared. That'll help. And then what's 12 times 9? Okay, so a minus 108. Okay, 12 times 9, right? 8, 1, right, okay. And I think that's going to do it for over there. All over, don't forget your bottom guy, x minus 9 to the 4th. Arithmetic is your enemy, be careful. So then I get 6x squared minus 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4, 6 and 4 is 10. Another 108, oh I like when that happens. Minus 108x plus 6 and 486, that's a huge number, minus 12x squared plus 108. Go down a little bit more. And then we're left with x minus 9 to the 4th, a little bit more, is equal to, okay, so we'll cancel this guy, we'll cancel this guy, and we're left with something like 6x squared, oh no, I'm sorry, a minus 6x squared, this guy and this guy, plus 486 all over x minus 9 to the 4th. Wow, that was a good one. Okay, I don't know if I'm right. We'll have to check our work in a minute. But all you have to do now is you know there's a horizontal tangent when f of x is equal to 0. So you have to set this whole thing all over x minus 9 to the 4th and set it equal to 0. I put the 1 underneath to remind students of cross products. So if you just cross multiply, you'll notice that the denominator disappears and you're left with 6x squared, negative 6x squared plus 486 is equal to 0. And then from there you get negative 6x squared is equal to negative 486. So two negatives make a positive, and divide by 6. I hope it's a nice number. 6 goes into 48 8 times, and 6 into 1. Oh, I like that. That x is equal to plus or minus 3. So that means you give me an x in my function, and the function will give me a point where there will be a horizontal tangent. That's coming up in the future, but if you solved it like that and you got x plus or minus 3, that's pretty good. Let me check my answer. 1 second. Okay, I checked my answer, and we're right and wrong at the same time. I'll give you a minute to think about it. What I want you to do is I want you to look at this, and then I also want you to look at this right here. you have 2 seconds. So if you said, I know that when I see a fraction, the denominator is not allowed to be 0. If I take the 4th root of both sides, I find out that x is not allowed to be 9. So here we have to disregard that x does not equal 9. So our only choice here is, or our only horizontal tangent occurs when x is equal to -9. And you'll notice that that's not a problem when you divide here, because -9 minus 9 is -18. You're not dividing by 0. So the correct choice is B. All right, good one.